Yo, what's good? What's crack-a-lackin'? Oh, I bet wait, hang on. Is audio working? Oh, snap. Audio is working on the first try. Look at that. We didn't start off a stream with no audio today. I'm very excited about that. Although, I guess I did screw up already because I started the stream and then I stopped the stream. Hopefully y'all didn't miss that. Anyway, happy Sunday to y'all. Hope you're doing wonderful, amazing. What's up, Joel? Hey, Zach, you had a panel interview last Friday for a sysadmin role. I hope that went okay. You think it went well. Well, that's good. Waiting for a call back. You wanted to thank you for helping you out. What did I do? Started watching you when you were a student. That's crazy. Good luck to you. That's just freaking, that's wild. Good luck. I hope it goes well. Bilbo Swaggins. What's up, Bilbo Swaggins? I love that. That is quite the name. Can we talk more about cloud? What would you like to know about the cloud? Just in before somebody says it's just somebody else's computer, uh, which is true. It's just somebody else's computer, right? What do you want to know about the cloud? Cloud's great. Cloud's a wonderful thing. Um, the cloud is a very complicated, complex thing. The more that you get into it, though, honestly. Hmm. Happy Sunday, Brady McNutty. What's up? Hope you're doing great. Networking in the cloud. What you want to know about networking in the cloud? If you want to learn about networking in the cloud, my man Duan Lightfoot, he'd be your go-to for networking in the cloud. If you want to learn about networking in the cloud, the first place that you should start is learning about networking, not in the cloud. That's the very first place that you should start, quite honestly. Learn about the things before the cloud, because there's like, God, there's everything in the cloud nowadays, right? But learn about the thing before it gets to the cloud, because once you get to the cloud, man, that's a whole new ball game, quite honestly. Hey yo, happy Sunday from Chicago. What's up? I'm not in Chicago, but I'm by Chicago. So love from Illinois. Illinois. What's up, Steve Vasquez? You're trying to get in IT. What do I recommend starting and get your foot in the door? You have a background working at the Apple Store as a tech specialist, network engineer, or cybersecurity. Well, those are two very different things. I would advise you to start looking into them and start learning about some of the key concepts, tools, methodologies that are used in some of these things. And I'm not going to highlight the cybersecurity thing just yet. I'm going to give that a second to breathe. But start learning about what some of these things mean to you. What does it mean to be a network engineer, and what does it mean to be in cybersecurity? Because nobody just works in cybersecurity. Like, cybersecurity is as broad as IT itself, as information technology. Like, just cybersecurity has a crap ton of different roles, titles, responsibilities, duties, etc., etc., etc. Yeah. So what is it that you would actually want to do in cybersecurity, right? But still, ultimately, like, there's fundamental things that you would need to learn before stepping foot into becoming a network engineer or working in any role in cybersecurity. So while working in the Apple Store is great, I mean, it's somewhat kind of experience, but it's very specific to Apple, which quite honestly does not make up a large percentage at all of the overall enterprise IT world. So there's that. So you need to start learning about more about the enterprise IT world. It would be a great start, in my opinion. I always like to tell people to start learning things from like the CompTIA A plus, because there's just a lot of valuable information on the CompTIA A plus. If you're not familiar with it, by no means do you have to get certified in that. But if you're trying to get your foot in the door, having your CompTIA A plus is one of those certifications that ultimately like helps with that, right? That's kind of like your one way of like getting your foot in the door in IT without going the degree route, essentially, right? So yeah, what do I recommend getting your foot in the door? It's getting the A plus, and then you know, I people who want to work in IT, right? Like, and it could be any role within IT. They think it sounds amazing. That something about it sounds exciting. You heard that you could make a lot of money working in IT. And then somebody might more specifically say, "Hey, like you should become a network engineer and they make a lot of money," or "Hey, you should become an ethical hacker because they make a lot of money," or "You should become a programmer because they make an absolute crap ton of money." Yeah, these are all true, but it takes a certain like amount of time to get there and it takes a certain amount of person to get there as well. And I only say this because, like, yeah, while you might have somebody breathing down your throat to get into cybersecurity right now, unfortunately, like for you, cybersecurity really might not like be the best thing for you. It really might not be like your best interest, right? And that's just something that you have to discover. So, like, I always tell people, like, just like I just did, start off with like the A plus, get like a help desk role or some type of entry level role. Doesn't have to be help desk specific, could be like a technician role, whatever. Like, get your foot in the door in IT and start learning about the things that are in IT. Because yes, while it sounds amazing to work in the cybersecurity and amazing to be a network engineer, when you actually step foot in IT and you start learning about the things that a network engineer does, you might be like, wow, none of that sounds appealing to me now. Like actually knowing what that person does comparing to like learning about what those people do, two different things, right? Like so like I always tell people who are trying to like break into IT, quote unquote, like any type of entry level position that you can get because you're going to start learning about a lot of the different technologies. And while yeah, you could spend, you know, 6 months, 9 months, a year diving hella deep into becoming like a network administrator or something, right? Like you could go and get potentially like your CCNA, maybe I don't want to even say it, I'm not going to say it. So you could potentially get your CCNA and like another certification and like dive deep into labs, like have your own equipment, right? And like you're showing people that you're capable of like building these labs and you understand like networking because you've documented the things that you've done and you've got on the internet and shown people what you've done. Meaning if you're following along with all of this, you've just put in a shit ton of work to become a network engineer in that time. um is it possible to do that? Yeah, it's possible. It's absolutely possible. How many people can do that? Like one in probably 10,000 people can probably do that. Maybe my numbers are a little bit off there, but honestly, like not everybody is going to be capable of doing that. And that's just truth. Like that's just facts, okay? And I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings and upsets you that you're not going to become a network engineer in 6 months because you just went through a boot camp that you paid, $80,000 for. It's not everybody. Not everybody can do that. And this is just real world, real advice. Love you. Long time. Here to help. Anyway, moving on from that, anybody can still work in this field. I don't know. Yeah. The chat freeze. People are like, "What the heck kind of tirade did this dude go on?" I don't know. I'm sorry. Euro. Let's go with some questions here. Just finished up your second week, and I can't even talk now. Second week in help desk. How often did I ask questions when I first started? All the time. How often do I ask questions now? All the time. How often do I ask questions every time I start a new job? All the time. Asking questions is such a good thing. A lot of people are afraid to ask questions, and like in the very rare circumstance you work in an environment with people who get annoyed by you by asking questions, which is very unfortunate. I've heard of that, and that sucks. But if it's not you, like if you work in an environment where you can ask questions, like ask all of the questions. Like please ask questions. And more importantly, when you're asking these questions, make sure you're like documenting like the answers that you're getting if you already know you're going to have a difficult time remembering things. Like 100%. Graham Hilton, what's up, brother? How you doing? It is good to see you. Howdy, 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 ho. Right? Huh. Bend over. First of all, very nice. Second of all, what are the areas in cybersecurity? We could probably sit here all day and not cover a percentage of them. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of areas of cybersecurity. But more typically, like you would hear about like red team, which is like offensive security. Like think of penetration testers, ethical hackers, things like that. And then there's like your defensive side, your blue team, like incident response people and things of that nature. Blue team's not my thing. That's not my jam. Then there's purple team, and that's like a mixture of these things of the red team and the blue team. I'm trying to break this down really as simple as possible. Um, so when you think about like these different teams, when you think about like red team, which is often how like people differentiate cybersecurity, right? Red team is all like these offensive people. And underneath the red team, there is probably like a bajillion different freaking roles that would fall under that. And that's the same with the blue team, right? Like, so these are like these different sides of like cybersecurity. And within these different sides, whether you want to be like offensive or defensive, which is kind of self-explanatory, I feel like. If you want me to break that down further, we definitely can. But like you're going to find a ton of different roles within there. You have like threat analysts and like I said, I think incident response, you have SOC analysts, you have like I don't know, anybody can chime in and provide like 80,000 different types of roles um in cybersecurity. Anyway, yes, I hope that helps. Let's see. What do I have some advice to start studying for the CCNA? Like one webpage or YouTube channel that I believe is good for it. I think IT Pro TV probably provides like some of the best material out there for Cisco stuff, in my honest opinion. But there's like CBT Nuggets, there's Pluralsight. Um, that's weird. Sorry, reading some weird pop up that came up. Um, yeah, like there's tons of great resources out there for sure. Um, I recommend like you can sign up for IT Pro TV for free. I'm pretty sure you could sign up for CBT Nuggets for free. There's Pluralsight for free. Like you get like a 7-day or 14-day free trial. Like sign up for all of these and like see which one like you like the best and stick to it. P Dixon, what's up? You look really good. What did I do? I got weight loss surgery and cut out like 80% of my stomach. And now I don't eat any food and then I lose lots of weight. And it's awesome. It's the best decision I ever made in my entire life. I would recommend it to everybody for sure, especially if you are overweight and you hate feeling overweight. I can firsthand tell you how honestly looking at it in so many different ways, like being overweight affects your life in so many ways. So many. Anyway, yeah, best decision I ever made because I feel amazing. What is the best career to get into if not interested in A plus and you're 50 plus? Oh, sorry, had a cough. Still getting over being sick. Well, so you're not interested in A plus, which I completely get. What is it about IT that interests you? Like, there's many different careers and different pathways that you can get into, and then it would be more or less like me asking you, like, what is your past experience? Like, what have you done throughout your life? Because you're obviously 50 plus years old. What have you done in your previous lives here? What careers have you held? How can they in some way relate to anything IT related? And like, is there any like correlation there and something that you can focus on more specifically? Right. Just trying to like gather info. Like if you've worked in sales for like the last, you know, 30 years of your life, like there's lots of opportunity for you to transition into IT. If you were like, a construction worker and you're trying to get into IT, it's a completely different story because there's, it's going to be maybe a little bit more challenging for you to break into the field because there are going to be certain things, like just a lot more things that you'd have to learn, I guess. Um, Maybe not the best examples that we're giving here, but just to say like, hey, I don't know what your past is like, so I can't answer your question fully, right? How do I juggle work and home life? I'm very terrible at this. Um, Working from home has made it a lot more difficult for me, quite honestly, and then working for a company that like I really enjoy working for has made it even more difficult. Like literally before I started this live stream, I just recorded 3 videos for work. That's why I have on my nice TCM hat compared to my my old bunky TCM hat. I tried to clean it up the best I could. There's a little bit of difference there, and this one is a little bit more faded. Anyway, and my nice TCM shirt. I was just working today on a Sunday. My family is all out on the boat right now, um, which is fine because I don't like going out on boats. So yeah, you guys go enjoy the boat. I'm gonna stay at home and work, and that's exactly what I did. So yeah, I am not the best person for this because I don't know how to do that. When I It's so much easier to do when you don't fully enjoy what you do, if that makes sense, right? Like, because I've worked a lot of jobs where, um, like I enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. I've loved a lot of my past jobs and I've enjoyed them very, very much. But like, it, it's very easy to turn it off. What is like just not that, not that thing, right? I can't turn it off because this is my thing and I love doing it. So I can't turn it off. Um, I guess I would imagine that a lot of people kind of experience things like that too. Like when you're trying to learn about new things in IT, especially like with work, when like there's things that you're learning at work that you like want to take home with you to like learn more about. I experienced that as well. I guess I experience that now. So I guess it is hard to turn off. Man, it's hard because like you just constantly have to like sacrifice time here and there on things that like have to wait, like, or maybe don't shouldn't be waiting. I don't know. I have a dish full of I have a dish full of I have a sink full of dishes upstairs that need to be done. And here I am chatting with you all on the internet. Um, and I know like it makes me like frustrated knowing that I have a sink full of dishes up there and here I am, but sacrifices, right? Like what am I going to have to do because I know like as soon as I end this live stream, like yeah, I have other things to do besides the dishes. Like, what's ultimately going to happen because of my decisions that I've made right now on not doing the dishes, right? I'm just using this as like the most ridiculous example. I'm going to stay up later tonight and I'm going to sacrifice my sleep because I'm going to have to do the dishes, right? Like, that's just ultimately like what it comes down to. I'm not the best person to give advice for that, but I know, like, for me, like, if I want to do the things that I want to do, like, I sacrifice my sleep. Very terrible thing. Heath, my boss, right? Heath Adams, the cyber mentor, he does the same thing all the time. All the time. It's not healthy by any means. It's not what you should be doing. So don't do that because I said so, I guess. I don't know. It's just what I do. I'm sorry. Gibber yabbering. Do I think it's better to go for promotions, raises at the same company, or do I think it's better for your career to switch jobs? That is a great question. Honestly, if you enjoy the role that you're in, the company that you're working for, then yeah, it's a great option to try to go for promotions and raises. But like if you're not getting that, and especially like if you're not getting that in like sufficient time, and if they're like, pushing you off, then yeah, definitely move away. But like if they're giving you that opportunity for promotions and to get raises, like yeah, take advantage of that for sure. Again, especially if you enjoy working for that organization. But if you're not getting any promotions, you're not getting raises, then yeah, you'll often find the best way to advance in IT is to get a different job, like switching your position. Yeah, like they're switching the organization that you work for. That is often going to be the best way to get promoted or get more money. Always. Steve, after the help desk with A plus, should you do network plus, CCNA, and then security plus to have a solid foundation of or what do I recommend? Also, where can I study for these tests? Well, what is it that you want to be doing? What do you want to do with your life? That'd be my question back to you. I wouldn't even bother spending your money on the Network Plus. I would just get the CCNA, quite honestly. Between your CCNA and a Security Plus, like those two certifications are absolute just like gold. It's like printing printing like Benjamins from your pocket, essentially, having those certifications together. The Network Plus ain't gonna do a darn thing for you. Promise you that. The information, however, that you would learn from the Network Plus can be valuable. Just the certification itself isn't worth the paper that it's printed on, and that's just facts. I'm sorry. Sorry, CompTIA, not really. You can go get CompTIA Security Plus though, because that certification is actually worth the paper that it's printed on, for sure. Keep yourself marketable. You have switched from a job a dozen years before you were forced to. You should have switched from a job a dozen years before you were forced to. Yeah. Always keep yourself marketable for sure. Here's a question. You're starting your new career in IT as a software support specialist. Congratulations and good luck to you. You're wondering what tips I had for a guy who just graduated college for network security technician. It's POS systems and also ticketing systems. What tips do I have for you? Just sit there and learn as much as you can, absorb as much information as you can, ask questions, take notes, volunteer your services everywhere that you can. Like once you get a grasp on the things that you're doing in the day to day in this position, start offering like your services to other people in your team. You know, especially if you have a networking team in your environment. You know, start going up to your network administrators or network engineers and ask them if there's any projects that you can help them with. That'd be a great start for you. Shush Mew. All right. You have seen a lot of overlap in junior system admin jobs and tier three help desk. Is there a fine line between those roles? Um, job titles, like job titles specifically in IT, meaning like a title being junior sysadmin, a title being tier three help desk, a title being network administrator. Job titles in IT are stupid. Okay. They are ridiculous. Half the time, they don't make any darn sense. Okay. And that's fact because like you could go out on indeed.com right now and you could look up the job title of network administrator and you could go through all the different postings and you could pick out like 10 of those different network administrator postings that you find on Indeed. And as you start going through the job descriptions, you're going to see like how completely like different one network administrator position is to a different like network administrator position, like in a separate environment, right? Same thing can be said like comparing a junior sysadmin to a tier three help desk, right? Like in all reality, when I would like think about that and look at it, like based on like the years like that I've worked in IT and how I've understood the overall like structure of IT, those are essentially the same exact things. A junior sysadmin and a tier three help desk, like you're right on that cusp of becoming like as a tier three help desk person, you're like right on the cusp of becoming a junior sysadmin. Like in reality, right? Like you're pretty much a junior sysadmin in most environments, right? And some environments might not have like a tiered help desk like that. Like I worked in an environment where there was you had your what you had help desk and you just had two people on the help desk and their role or their title was simply help desk. And if they couldn't solve the issue, oh, what did I do there? Okay, sorry. If they couldn't solve the issue, they would escalate it to a technician. So from the help desk, they escalated to technicians, and we had level one technicians, but they weren't even called level one technicians. They were just called information technology technicians. Like that was like the title. And the only other thing that you had above that in that same area was a senior information technology technician. And the next role in that organization would have been just a system administrator. Like there was no junior system administrator position. There was just your help desk, your information technology technician, your senior information technology technician, and then your system administrator. And I give you like this very specific example because like I could give you I can give you like another very specific example of an environment that's just completely different. Man, it's just like titles are stupid, right? The job roles in all reality is just like stupid. Um, don't focus too much on that, I guess, is what I'm getting at. Um, yeah, sorry. Hope that helps. Bran, Bran Stark, what's up? Have I ever seen IT contractors get let go or sent home because they couldn't handle an IT role? Yes, I have multiple times. Working in a hospital, we had a difficult time. I live out in the middle of nowhere, so like the hospital that I worked at, we had a difficult time hiring people, like getting people to come in because it's just the area that we lived in. So we would often do contracting, and it would be like people coming in from the suburbs and stuff like that to do contract work for us. And so many times, like not so many times, like 3 times out of like maybe the ultimate like 5 experiences that we had, like we had to let that person go almost immediately because they just were not capable of doing the work. Um, it's unfortunate, but like it happens for sure. Um, and I think most of those people, like, I don't even want to speak to why those people got hired. We weren't involved in the hiring process for that, quite honestly. Like, that was our director hiring these people and not giving us, as the people working with those employees, any direct, like, any insight on that hiring process. And that was so frustrating because, like, if we would have been involved in the interview process, we would have known right away, like, we don't want these people working with us. But because our director was going through like the contractor, blah, 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 like he hired these people and they were just terrible. Anyway, that's my experience with your specific question. The Lowinator, did you change your name? I feel like you had like a different name on there when I answered your question earlier. Maybe not. Anyway, sorry. You're starting your new job next week. Good luck and congrats again. Brand Stark, it happened to you. You got let go. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. It happens. Like I don't know what to say to that because it happens. I could start a big long conversation with you and we can try to dive deeper into that if you would like. You know, like what was the position for? Why were you let go? Et cetera, et cetera. Waleed, you don't have internships or Linux admin roles in your city. You don't know what to do after you're done with your certs and whatnot. Um, yeah, and Linux admin roles, like right, I feel like those are few and far between, depending on where you're at. Might be very, very difficult to find stuff like that in your city specifically. Um, but yeah, finding apprenticeships is always like any types of apprenticeships or internships. I mean, is very difficult. So you can go and reach out to like all the nonprofit organizations in your area, like your YMCA's and things like that, and see if they need any help with their computer systems and things like that. It's not going to specifically relate to Linux administration by any means, but at least it's going to be some type of experience that you can put on your resume. WWLD, how do you know what you want to do in IT cyber? You like information and data. This is a fantastic question. Great question. Um, the only way to really discover what it is that you want to do in this said field is to start learning about some of the different things in this field, right? Um, I always go back to this, the CompTIA A plus certification. By no means am I telling you to get the certification, but look over the information that's covered on that certification because, like, for me, this is just like the easiest thing to refer to because it has a lot of different domains that it covers on there, and in those domains, you're going to learn about some of the different technologies that are covered in IT. You'll learn a little bit about hardware. You learn a little bit about software and applications and programming and the cloud and virtualization and cybersecurity. Like you learn a little bit about each one of these things. So start learning a little bit about each one of these things. And as you are learning a little bit about each one of these things, you'll hopefully discover which one of those things you're most interested in. And once you do that, then you can start to kind of figure out like what learning process um, or journey that you need to take to ultimately like learn more about that specific topic. Does that make sense? Yeah, CompTIA A plus. You can Google it. It's a certification that's been around for like 20 plus years. JTR Wraps. All right, which basic computing skills are required Or do I recommend learning when going into federal employment or government positions? Like what type of federal employment or government positions? Just general overall, like the basic computer skills you'll need, basically anything covered within Microsoft Office. Learn Microsoft Office and just learn general navigation through Microsoft Windows. So like Windows 10, I'm sure the government and federal is probably still on like Windows 7, maybe. Who knows? Probably not. I'm just kidding. They're probably on Windows 10. So just learn the fundamentals of the Windows 10. Where to get CompTIA courses for free, like the vouchers, or how to learn CompTIA for free. Because there's Professor Messer out on the YouTubes. If you Google Professor Messer, he provides free training material for CompTIA A plus, Network plus, and Security plus. Best dude out there, always for the CompTIA stuff. Best paid resource for CompTIA learning, hands down, IT Pro TV. The IT Pro TV learning material, always my favorite. Outside of TCM Security, whom I hold dear to my heart, I also hold IT Pro TV pretty dear to my heart. Their content is my favorite, like personally. Hold on, I have to cough. My peoples at work are blowing up, blowing up the chat. No, they're talking about Star Wars stuff. Weirdos. Anyway, sorry. Yeah. Anyway, IT Pro T, they're my jam for sure. IT Pro TV. Can't even talk today. I'm sorry. Do I really need to learn programming for a system administrator role? Um, you don't need to learn programming, but you do need to learn scripting for sure. If you want to become an effective system administrator. Like if you want to come like just plain out like facts, unless you want to become like a system administrator, like for AS400 systems, like somewhere in like the boonies that still run, like just the oldest stuff ever. Yeah, you wouldn't, I mean, AS400 is programming. You wouldn't necessarily have to know that. I'm just like trying to like throw it back to like, hey, really old system administrators. Yeah, learn scripting. That's what I'm getting at. Ultimately, like I'm just going to shut my mouth and tell you to learn scripting. And that's like learn PowerShell. You want to become a sysadmin, specifically in a Windows environment, learn PowerShell. PowerShell all day long. Oops, I didn't mean to click that one, but we'll click it anyway. Shish meow. A great way to learn for certs is also hands-on. If you can put together a home lab, that can be super useful for learning. That's actually a great thing to accidentally click on because I agree with you 100%. Building a home lab, 100% great way to learn. Let's see. Sorry, adjusting here. You're graduating next year, and your degree is almost worthless for any good jobs. You're looking to learn networking, scripting, and a few more stuff related to Linux admin. Can you get good within 6 to 7 months? Um, Depends on how dedicated you are. Everybody learns at a different pace, right? Those are very hard questions to answer. You could fly. Should you still get an A plus if you plan on getting Network Plus and Security Plus? I would completely avoid getting your Network Plus. If you really want to get a networking focused certification, get your CCNA. Please don't get your Network Plus. It is a waste of money. But you can learn the things from the Network Plus because they can help you. I would just tell you Security Plus, man, or woman, or however you identify. Just get whatever. Security Plus is really the best way. Security Plus and a CCNA, I think I said it earlier. If you have those two certifications, like you are literally printing Benjamins out of your pocket, like for real. That's not even a lie. Like you are so marketable at that point. Your new job will be migrating from an AS400, which has been in municipal service over 20 years, of course. Yes, yes, yes. Where can you go to learn more about developing your own home lab? I have a video on it, and there's some YouTuber that I saw recently that's been showing up in my recommendations. I can't remember his name, but he just seems to build, or he just seems to create a ton of videos on building home labs. But you definitely you're on the YouTubes already. So take it a step further and do a little search on the YouTubes for how to build a home lab. But I would check out my video first just because help support the channel or whatever I'm supposed to say as a stupid YouTuber personality. Like, subscribe, and merch link in bio, whatever. Dex. What's a good laptop to practice with specs wise? And would a MacBook work as well as a Windows laptop? Yes, a MacBook will work as well as a Windows laptop, for sure. Spec wise, the only thing that you're going to run into nowadays, like if you're buying something brand new, the biggest issue that you're always going to run into is RAM. So always get as much RAM as you can afford. And I feel like the bare minimum nowadays is like getting 16 gigs of RAM in anything that you own. Like, honestly, like 8 gigs is just not sufficient enough when Google Chrome will eat like 6 gig of RAM and like, 3 tabs. So, yeah, 16 gigs of RAM at the very like minimum. Very, yeah. Hang on. Let me, I need to put this thing in studio mode here real quick if I can figure this out. Studio mode, so I can do this capturing thing here. Capture with cam. I'm adjusting my screens here. I'm sorry. Please hold. Put this there. Now I know that there's a camera here somewhere. Fit to screen. There it is. Sorry. Again, trying to transition this. There we go. Here, you can be like me and be a complete degenerate. When you want to build a home lab and get 128 gigs of RAM, because that would make you a complete degenerate like myself. Um, this other machine that I have does have 128 gigs of RAM for all the virtual machines that I could ever imagine that I would want to run potentially. It helps. All of the RAM, I'm telling you, RAM always the most important, hands down. That's it. That's my TED talk for the day. Do I think OneNote is better to learn than a regular notebook, or it just depends on the person? Yes, it just depends on the person for sure. What are the main strengths for using OneNote? I don't use OneNote for anything. Yes, flexing hard over here, buddy. Ooh, sorry, had to do it. I didn't really have to do it. Um, I don't use OneNote. I use Notion. That's what I use and prefer to take notes. But OneNote, I think, is great for a digital notebook because you're able to create pages and like sub pages, and that stuff comes in so handy for organization and putting things together. And you can access it from like anywhere. So yeah. What state am I in? I'm in the Illinois. Can you make money with IAT without getting a job? Yeah, for sure. I don't know how you would make money without a job though, because wouldn't making money be a job unless like you're stealing it or something? But that's kind of a job in itself. Hmm. I don't know. TikTok compilations. That is quite the username. You started watching my videos recently. Thank you for those videos. Well, you are welcome. Welcome to the live stream. Steven does not recommend OneNote. It's cool, but try migrating off of it. That's fair. I keep clicking on the wrong ones. Which did I say I prefer over OneNote? Notion. It's like www.notion.so, I think. Which certification do you need to become a system administrator or IT manager? Silly question, but yeah, haha, not a silly question actually, because you don't need any certification to become either one of those. Certifications are by no means a default hard requirement to work in any position in IT, unless that specific position is requesting a certification. So my advice to you would be look up system administrator positions and IT manager positions on Indeed and see which certifications they are most frequently asking for. And that would be a very good indication for you on what path you should take. So hope that is helpful. But ultimately, like getting a certification isn't going to qualify you for any position. I hope everybody understands that about certifications. Certification does not guarantee you anything. But you being a wonderful, amazing, and swell person that can do all of the things. You really want a good job, but in IT doesn't matter the pay, but drop some certifications that you should do for your IT job. Well, what IT job? What do you want to do? What is going on in my chat today? Okay, hang on. I have to read something in my work chat. Hold, please hold. Sorry, participating in work on a Sunday. Shocker. Who works on a Sunday? Steven Amador, you want to just take over this live stream for me so I can leave? I'm tired. I'm kind of done. Take a little nappy. Thank you for saying that about certs. You're welcome. All right. Work stuff. Laughing. What are you saying over here, Stephen Amador? Please be aware that there are still system admin positions asking for certifications that are now retired by Microsoft. Yeah, I believe that. Role-based certs are all the rage now. Yeah, they are. Stupid Microsoft retiring their certifications. Why does Microsoft have to be so stupid and awesome at the same time, dominating the world and things? I'm being sarcastic right now. Please don't take me as being serious. Somebody asked a question about Geek Squad, I would imagine. Geek Squad is a great position to work in. Like I don't care what anybody says. Like if that is your starting point, like good for you. Okay. Like, so if that's like you working in Geek Squad or like working at Staples or Office Depot or whatever, and you work in their little tech area, like that is experience. I don't care what anybody says because the most important thing that you're going to get out of that experience there, like above all else, and everybody has to understand this for really what it's worth. The most important thing that you're going to learn being in Geek Squad, Staples, Office Depot, whatever it is, customer service. That is the most important thing that you're going to take away from that. That experience in customer service, working with people, the soft skills that you gain from working at Geek Squad or anything like that is infinitely more valuable than any like starting certification that you could start off with. Like that experience that you get working in the Geek Squad is infinitely more valuable than getting a degree and trying to get into IT. I I promise you, that's what we want in people. Like that customer service experience. Like please get it. Stephen Amador, you're always up for participating in my love streams. Stephen, anytime I have a love stream, you will be the first one invited, and I hope you participate in my love stream because it would mean a lot to me. I'm gonna screenshot this real quick. for everybody to see. Things are about to get wild. Here, we're love streaming now. What's this one here? Is Microsoft IT support specialist certificate good to have or not? You didn't want to waste your time to spend 3 months on Coursera getting the certificate and not getting recognized. Um, it's fine. Any type of Microsoft cert is generally fine and good to have. I'm about to be ending the stream. Oh, sucks to suck. Sorry, I'm typing in chat because anyway, they're about to pop up into this live stream, people from work, and I'm about to end this live stream because I've already been here for 48 minutes and they suck. I told them it sucks to suck. Oh man, I'm missing so much good things in my work chat right now. That's all right. I'll catch up. Did I see your message about contacting positions for IT? No. What was your question? You're stuck in an IT career. Start as a core Java developer 20 years back to SAP, and now in project management and service company. How to improve your salary from there? Man, like you have tons of experience. Like what do you mean? Transitioning jobs is often how you get more money. It's the easiest way. Start looking into a new job that's going to interest you and that pays more money and start trying to figure out like the things that you need to learn to get to those positions and get to the more monies. My favorite beer, I honestly hate beer. I can't stand beer. Like 100% just despise beer with all of my might, to be completely honest with you. But I love mixed drinks. You can give me all the little fruity, fancy mixed drinks, and I will drink the crap out of them, like, all day long. Like rum buckets? Yes, all day long. I think my drink of choice, though, ultimately, whiskey. Any type of whiskey. It used to be whiskey with, like, energy drinks, but, like, I can't drink energy drinks anymore. I can't drink anything carbonated anymore, so, like, lately, it's been, like, um, Crown apple and cranberry juice. That's probably, like, my go-to. Crown apple and cranberry. So good. Actually sounds really good right now. 'Cause I'm finally starting to feel better. Um, alright, what was your question, Rora? What about through contracting companies? Contracting positions? Was your question in some relation to, like, should you get a contracting position? Because, yes, like, if you're trying to get into the field, you're having trouble, working as a contractor is a great way just to start getting experience. It can be difficult working with, like, recruiters and stuff like that. I understand, I've done it before. Sometimes it sucks, but ultimately, like, if that's the opportunity that you have available, like, take that opportunity. Experience is experience, and experience is king in IT. Joshua Allen, you've been a network admin for 15 years and you want to get into ethical hacking. The type of hacking you're interested in is web applications. Where should you start? I would start on TCM Security. Quite honestly, we have a practical web application course that just came out like a month ago. So I'm going to link you to our academy because that's what I do. Academy.tcm-sec.com. We have courses there that focus on hacking web applications. Not, well, kind of, sort of. You'll see it. It's on there. Um, check those out. That'd be the first place that I would tell you to start, just because that's where I feel like it's the best place. But there's also YouTubers out there that focus on that, like Stoke or Stock or however the heck you say his name. He's really cool. I really enjoy his content. He always gets me excited about like web applications and bug bounty and things like that. There's what Namasek or whatever. Probably can't say his name right either. But yeah, there's lots of resources out there for your disposal. Elston Webster, glad to see you back streaming. What would be the best way to study for the A plus? You started watching Professor Messer on YouTube, but you just came across Mike Myers' Udemy course, seeing what I recommend. I mean, Professor Messer's great because he's free. Mike Myers, I think he does have some free stuff where it's very, very affordable. Everybody loves him. I mean, between the two of them, they are freaking amazing. But also like IT Pro TV is like my other favorite resource, especially when it comes to anything CompTIA related. IT Pro TV all day long. Portswigger, yeah, for the web app stuff, Portswigger's awesome. The Joe Helly has been teaching me with Portswigger and stuff, and I need to find out when we're going to meet again, and he hasn't responded. What a jerk. Academy for Cybersecurity, TCM Security. These guys, those TCM Security Academy. That's right here. I'm a walking, talking advertisement for them, sort of. Sorry, reading through the chat. TikTok compilations. What's up? What should I do? CompTIA, A plus, or Network Plus as per your college diploma? Um, I mean, what are you a computer system technician? I would, man, that's like a hard question. I hate the Network Plus. I really do. Like this just it's I hate the Network Plus. But like if it's through your college and if you're ultimately like paying for it, even though like it might sound like they're paying for it, you're ultimately paying for it, maybe, hopefully. If you're not paying for it, the Network Plus. But if you have to pay for it, then the A plus. But yeah, Network Plus is such a stupid certification. I only say that because like the CCNA is infinitely times better than the Network Plus. Infinitely times better than the Network Plus, and it's cheaper than the Network Plus. Network Plus is all about network protocols and blah blah blah. I mean, Network Plus definitely lays down the fundamental like knowledge that you should have about networking, like protocols and uh the OSI model, understanding IP addresses, subnetting, probably, I'm sure, all that, whatever. It's a great certification for information. But when you take a look at the Network Plus certification, which costs like, I don't know, $325 or whatever the crap it is, right? Um, it's fine, right? Network Plus certification, 300 something dollars. If you compare that to the CCNA certification, the CCNA certification is cheaper. It's cheaper than the CompTIA Network Plus certification. And if you go out on the indeed.com and you search for the Network Plus certification and you compare that to the CCNA certification, the CCNA certification oftentimes has like triple the results that you would find for the CompTIA Network Plus. So I always will tell people to get your CCNA over your Network Plus for marketability. Like the CCNA instantly makes you more marketable than the Network Plus all day, every day. Why do people promote the WGU IT cyber degree so much on some YouTube channels? I mean, they're either getting paid to talk about them or they experience them themselves. I can tell you that everybody who I've spoken to personally who has attended WGU has had an actual like phenomenal experience. Every single person that I have talked to personally has had a great experience. That's just what I could tell you. Have people had bad experiences with them? I'm sure they have, but sorry, couldn't mute in time. Yeah, Brandon Bowman, he is a perfect example of somebody who went to WGU, had an amazing experience, and always will say wonderful things about his experience. And there you go. Do I think you should go for the ATF or the A plus if you have the ITF plus? I mean, the ITF plus, in all honesty, is like garbage. So, like, it's not going to do anything for you. Like, that's just honest truth. Like, it's a great certification to understand like the information that you learned, like if you didn't know that information prior, it's a great certification just to like it's not a great certification to have. It's just it's great information to have. And that can often be said for the A plus. Like the A plus is great information to have um, for many people, um, but it also like has value to it because a lot of employers will require you have the A plus certification. Where I don't know any employers require you have the ITF plus certification. Is Amazon AWS Certified Solutions Architect Associate worth it? Yes, 100% for sure. It's a great certification, 100%. What do I think of the Microsoft Azure certifications? I think Microsoft Azure certifications are wonderful and amazing as well. All the cloud certifications are amazing and wonderful and wonderful and wonderful. As you guys can tell, I'm tired. I'm burnt out. It's been 58 minutes of me blabbering on and on. I'm done talking. Time to take a break. So, this live stream was brought to you by, I don't know, I didn't have any fancy drinks today like Keith Adams usually does. So this live stream is brought to you by TCM Security. If you want to learn more about ethical hacking and penetration testing and all those cool things, check out TCM Security. We do really cool things over there, like teaching you how to become an ethical hacker or a penetration tester. I'm just blabbering on and on because I'm freaking over it. Sorry, y'all. I hope you guys have a great Sunday. It's been fun. It's been real. It's been fun. It has not been, no, it actually has been real fun. Anyway, you all have a great Sunday. It was wonderful chatting with you all, and thanks for asking questions and hanging out and stuff. Love y'all.